Alright guys, hope everyone's doing well. I'm out again this morning. It's about 6 o'clock. I was up at just after 4, left the house at 5 and head up to Hedgehope, hopefully to try and get an inversion. Weather forecast looks that way. It's currently a full moon, so it's better with the headlight off until we get further where it's a bit more technical. However, the valley is full of black ice this morning, so it's a bit treacherous. Don't know how well you can see as I'm trying to hold a head torch and the camera at the same time with one hand, which just makes it difficult to see where I'm going. So yeah, out with Maya. I did do a couple of trig points last weekend, Hedgehope Hill and Tittleton Pike. However, Nick's ankle flared up again, so I was back to the physio for her, I think. And also the video footage with all the wind on the top of the moors and everything last weekend. The video footage wasn't that good, to be honest with you. I had a look at it, but it wasn't worth sitting there trying to make a video out of it. So hopefully I'm off for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully get some more hikes done. Get a few more videos made. So I think this morning it's about 1 degree, 0 degrees in the valley. I think it's supposed to be about -2 on the top. As soon as that fog starts to rise, it should temperature come up a bit. Doesn't really bother me, I'd rather be colder. The weather forecast on top of the Cheviot this morning was slightly better. However, the only problem is with all the snow melting that we've had in the past week or two, it's going to be absolutely boggy as anything. It's going to be a long hard slog to get to the top of it. So I thought we'd come to Hedgehope. Hopefully we'll get an inversion. So hopefully everything goes well. We've got about 2.5 hours to get to the top of Hedgehope. I think sunrise is about 7:30, so normally do it in about 2 hours. But I'm not going to try and push myself too hard and take it easy, especially since we're in the dark. Head torch is more up to the job, to be honest with you. And like I say, without the head torch I can actually see quite a bit with that moon. So I don't know how good the inversion will be if we're going to get one, because the moon's still quite bright. The moon's supposed to be round until about 9 o'clock, just after 9 o'clock. The moon's supposed to set. The sun will be up 7:30, so I might get some interesting views from the top. It did, like I said earlier, it did look like the Cheviot was going to have an inversion this morning, but I wasn't going to go all the way up there, wading through bog, just to get to the top of there. But in the weather forecast for the top of Hedgehope, it says by 9 o'clock it should be covering fog. So I'm hoping I can get to the top for sunrise. Once the sun's up, the fog normally lifts. So I might get a few views before the mist engulfs up. But I'm going to push on. I can't see a thing with this head torch shining in my face. So we'll push on, we'll bring this back in a bit. So I've just tried to take a few photos there. With the phone I've got, there's so many different settings to mess around with. And so hopefully I might be getting 1 or 2, which will help do the views some justice. But probably need to use a tripod, to be honest with you. So I'm going to push on up top of Hedgehope. There's nothing really much to see in the dark, so I'm going to push on at the top of Hedgehope and then might try again with some photography on my phone and get the cradle out and everything and put it on the tripod when I get to the top. Well, I don't know how well you can see us, but currently I'm what I call past halfway on the final push on the top of Hedgehope. So far the views has been absolutely stunning. Couldn't have picked a better morning. It's hardly a breath of air so far. Wind's supposed to pick up a bit. I thought I was going to miss out on the inversion, but the wind blew the cloud cover a little bit higher and it covered some of the route on the way up. But so far so good. Still clear skies above where I am. The valleys across to the coast just like a big blanket. The sunrise looks like it's going to be fantastic as well. So hopefully only about another 15-20 minutes to get to the top of Hedgehope. It's about 7:30 now. So I should have about half an hour before the sun rises itself. Sorry, I'm absolutely dying, pushing to get to the top. So there's the moon. The moon's still with us, getting lower in the sky though. And I'll show you across towards the coast. Don't think the camera's picking it up, but the cloud base is starting to lift. My walk started over there in the distance in the valley, so I'm just going to keep cracking on to get to the top, because according to the weather, by 9 o'clock top of Hedgehope will be in fog, and as soon as that sun comes up, cloud base normally lifts pretty quick. So I'm just going to keep ploughing on, try not to keel over, and hopefully bring us back on the top. Well, it's now 7:45 and I've made it to the top of Hedgehope, and breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. Kind of got a full inversion towards the coast. It's just the whole from here to as far as the eye can see is just on a cloud. Across to the west, it's not too bad. There's just a little bit of low-lying cloud in between the fells, but that's the Cheviot there. You just make it out. The camera won't see this, but there's actually a head torch across on the Cheviot, actually starting to make our way up the Cheviot. But it looks like by the time they get to the Cheviot, they'll probably be engulfed in the cloud. You see it's starting to lift up the side of Hedgehope now. That's the views I've got across the sunrise. I'll take some more photos and everything, and I might try and set the GoPro for a time lapse, because the cloud is starting to lift pretty quick up the valley. It's Dunmore Hill there, and that's starting to get engulfed now. It's starting to come all the way around the other side. So I think we'll drop off the trig point. I'm going to get myself sat down, get the kettle on, and hopefully we'll get to watch the sunrise before we'll get engulfed with the cloud. So I'll have a cup of coffee and speak to you in a bit. So I've just watched the sunrise there with a couple of cups of coffee. Cloud base is lifting, so the inversion's looking better and better as it is. But it's currently about 10:09 and I'm still sitting on the top of Hedgehope, and I've been here since about 7:15, and the dog's starting to get a bit restless. So might hang around for a little bit more. I did do a time lapse. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but hopefully it turns out alright. I've taken quite a few photographs this morning, so hopefully they turn out good. I'll put them in somewhere, but this is what we've got at the moment. Just to see a cloud. That's a Cheviot sticking up there. I think that's Windy Gale in the background. So I was up at 4:20 this morning, left the house at 5, got into the park next to Hardside Farm at about 6 o'clock this morning. There's a lot of sheet ice driving through the mist and fog, so it took a bit longer to get here this morning. There's a lot of the roads you could only do about 30-40 mile an hour in, because you only see about 20-30 yards in places. And climbing this morning, the ascent, once you've got, I don't know, 200 metres in elevation, and coming out of the valley itself to start the climb, it was clear skies, just stars. And since the sun's getting up, we're starting to get all the hills, surrounding lower level hills and everything's been engulfed. And still rising, so I'm assuming it'll not be long before we're totally in the cloud. I've only got about 20% battery life left, so don't know how much more filming I'm going to be doing, but hopefully still a little bit more to go yet. Gotta get back to the car yet. But since I've just been talking there for the past minute or so, Combe Fell, which is here, it's just been engulfed. Clouds just starting to engulf the top of Hedgehope. You can see it's starting to rise pretty quick up the Cheviot and over the other valleys there. It definitely feels like the temperature's dropped a couple of degrees in an instant. So I think we're going to push off the top of here now, because I don't think there's going to be many more views to see. So we're going to push off and head back into the valley, head home. As you can probably hear, Maya's getting a bit bored now. You alright, Maya? You getting bored? Wanna go for a walk? We'll push on for a little bit. Maya, we'll make way back down. I was going to go do a different route on the way down, but like I say, an inversion, you're not going to see anything anyway. So I've told Nick, same way as I came up, I'm going to go back down that way just in case anything happens. So there's a cracking halo there. But let's push on. We'll see you in a bit. Right, so I'm just at Hedgehope spout now. Battery's going to die any minute, so probably have to end the filming now. So hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as what I have. Yet again, it's been another fantastic day.